Welcome back.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
I just want to say the Brainiacs were on it.
There you
Good.
go. See? Yep. We need to see what you've come up with, the Brainiacs.
It's amazing, Kamal, how when you get started, you get deep into the conversation, then you look back
I know.
a few more minutes.
I know, and you want to keep going, and that's what we want. And we will, have more sessions depending on how many of you have the time, are willing. This is just kind of getting a taste of how it's going to be like and what we're going to be discussing. So welcome back, everybody. I hope you all had a purposeful and fruitful session, and you have your designated speakers. So before we move ahead, we're going to have Tish come up with a little other poll and see who can be our winner. So Tish, are you ready?
Yes, this is going to be about the old strategic plan. I'm going to send it out now. Just a moment. Okay, and go.
Tish, as soon as you see the right answer, speak it out.
Jose, it's 4.
There you go. Jose is the winner. Jose, Starbucks or Amazon? What do you prefer?
Starbucks is I wake up super early.
All right. Okay. Another Starbucks card coming your way soon. Okay. Well, that was great. How about one more, Tish, to wake us up and get us ready?
Yes. This is also about the old 2016-2021 strategic plan. Going to send it out now. Alida, it's true.
True. Got it. All right. Alida, Amazon or Starbucks?
I'll go with Amazon.
All right. Well, an Amazon gift card coming to you. Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. So what we're going to do now, I hope this wasn't too difficult and everybody was able to get into the team that they were supposed to be. And again, as I mentioned in my email, we're all kind of trying this together. So sometimes we don't know the technology. Sometimes the technology doesn't work for us and we don't know which way it's going. But, we're all here and we all understand how it goes. So I know that you all will continue to bear with us as we navigate through this. And again, we want to be respectful of your time. So I'm going to quickly, I'm going to share a screen where we are going to, as you speak, we will type out what you're sharing so everybody can see.
Kamal, you don't want us just to share our screen, our document with you, or you want us to just read off what's on our document?
Sorry, what's that?
You don't want us to share our document? You're going to type everything in? If we typed it into the document, you want us to read it off?
Fine. If you would like to share your document, yeah, that will work too.
Okay.
Okay. Can everybody see? I don't know. When I talk about technology,
There we go.
Then it keeps saying that Zoom is quitting on me. I am so sorry. For a second. Okay, am I back or is
You're back, and your Jamboard was up a moment ago.
Okay. I don't know what happened there, but we will try it again. All right. So, Vicky, we can take your documents later, but maybe what we'll do is we'll just make quick notes of what you're sharing so that others can see too. Okay. So, can everybody see my Jamboard now? Is everybody able to see my Jamboard?
Yes.
Great. Okay. So the way this is going to work is we are going to call out a team and you're going to share and we're going to try to kind of put your notes or what you're sharing out on the Jamboard. And again, bear with me. This is a new technology. I'm just trying it because I think it's fun. It's like, when we are together in a room and we put these sticky notes. I know you guys have most of you must have been in those sessions where you do that, right? You're put into groups, you have these, those sticky notes and you put them on the wall. We're going to try and do that here. We're going to try. Don't know if it's going to work. Going to try. All right, mind bogglers, you guys are first. Who is your speaker?
I am Crystal.
Crystal. All right, shoot, Crystal, go ahead.
So for question number 1, our team came up with the creation of the collaborative and comunidad programs to support DI students at MJC.
Okay.
Creating community on campus for, our students. And then another important point that we brought that was mentioned is starting to hear DEI mentioned in every meeting. And the process and just becoming more like aware and thoughtful and intentional and making sure the DEI initiatives are integrated at every level of the institution. The implementation of AB 705, which, the college was tasked to reevaluate the placement in math and English. Just the transition from strict procedures, breaking down those barriers and allowing students, to, instead of being like in a test environment based on their academic, high school academic or previous academic achievements based on that, creating online tools and just collaborating with the key partners, the zero textbook cost, making it more equitable for students. Tina and Rob can attest to this, the guided pathways being developed, and our IT just being ready pretty much overnight to help our college go from
pretty much overnight. Join the meeting.
Just our IT being prepared overnight to convert like our on-campus efforts and services, programs and services into an online, format such as the chat feature. And then also highlighting, faculty too had to overnight transition from on-campus, in the classroom teaching to an online format. And some faculty may not have those skills. So just having to brush up on that professional development pretty much overnight. So that was great as well. And then also the transformation in the leadership team. We feel like there's, less siloed. We're moving from a fixed mindset to more of a growth mindset, which is, really exciting. Number 2, how we use our strengths to get results, allocating the HER funding to students, just, college-wide leadership and our board, designating how we're going to allocate these funds to students to really make sure that our students stay successful. Number 3, we mentioned, increased accessibility to our programs. And then again, faculty moving to all online instruction just over a couple days. And that's what our team has collaboratively come up with today.
Okay. So Crystal, if you don't mind, if you could quickly in the chat, just give me a few points. You can privately send that to me for the first questions that you said. Just a few quick points, if you don't mind, because I just could not, I lost my sticky note. So again, that was my problem. Okay, so this was, you were called the mind bogglers, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, mind bogglers. Oh, I can't type, God. Something is terribly wrong with me. Okay. All right, so we have next
I know when the suitcase is ready, and I'll put it in the trunk.
Okay. All
I'm
right,
gonna have
Rob,
to take
no
some
worries.
stuff out and move things around out there.
That's all right, Rob. All right, the next one is the peak performers. Who was your speaker?
Me.
All right.
All right. So there was some overlap with the previous group, but I'll just start naming a few as we go along. So one of them is the nursing program has a 3-star rating, which is the highest, which is a great achievement. The 100-year anniversary. So we're actually approaching that. So that's a great accomplishment as part of being part of the community. And here's where some of the overlap is with some of the smooth transition with COVID, with faculty are now DE approved and online ready. Student services that transition to remote operations within a week, which is a great accomplishment. And also increase access to our students in wireless devices, the computer on campus and programs. The elimination of student debt, the tuition free with this upcoming spring, which is also a great piece. The focus and extensive PD on equity, the emphasis on student-ready culture, and the last piece is the institutional approach to meeting where the students are and meeting where they're at.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Who was in charge of taking down notes for the peak performers? There you go, peak performers is coming in. All right, do you want to put it in one of the places where the sticky notes are? Thank you. All right, so I don't know who's doing that, but somebody's doing that. All right, so which group goes next? How about the ingenious geniuses?
I guess I'm gonna be the spokesperson. We did not make it through all of our questions, but for question 1, proudest achievement in the last 2 years, student services, being able to provide online services. Example is the FAFSA. Student-focused initiatives. We were talking about all the initiatives that were introduced in the last town hall meeting that we had last week. The transition to remote learning, and it allowed us to be more student-centered. After-hours student support, remote counseling, remote health, remote library services, Zoom office hours. Student, staff, and faculty moving into advanced technology. And then it was great because Scott Kuykendall was able to give us the view of a parent of a current student. So he said that he has observed that classes are of significant quality and interest to students. And then also we talked about the formalization. We're working on formalizing it actually, of the zero textbook cost plan and how it helps to break down barriers for students.
Wonderful. Thank you, Iris. And also, there you go. There comes the ingenious geniuses notes. All right. So also those of you who are speakers, and if you have your notes at some point, if you could share those with us. So we want to make sure that we don't miss out anything and we've captured everything. But we're trying to share it out here. Again, this is just a trial. I'm just trying. This is the first time I've ever used it. And I think it's a new technology. At least I think so, where you can see what the others are saying while they're sharing it out. So that's what I'm trying to do here. All right, which group is going to go next? We have the Soaring Eagles.
Okay, Kamal, this is Vicki.
Yes, Vicki,
Okay,
go ahead.
I'm trying to not duplicate. I'm trying to go through and make sure. I think the one thing that we did was we provided food services. That was a big thing for our students that were not on campus. We had a food service program that was really good. We provided COVID testing. I think that was important. Guided pathways, counseling and specialist cohorts for schools, release programs, maps, rebuild new student week, offered first school in orientations to students. Rob, do you want to comment on that a little bit more? I don't know if he can hear me. He's on a phone.
I think what he meant was the schools within the context of the guided pathways movement. So school specific orientations.
Thank you.
Yep, that's it. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that, guys. This is okay. I think the big thing is that we had no interruption. Continuous instruction and services during COVID pandemic. And I think that was real important that we didn't have that interruption. Let's see. Anything else, team, you guys want to add on that? The other thing where it says,
Vicki,
yes, sir.
Can I add something when you're done?
Sure, please, go ahead.
I was obviously unable to get to my responses early enough, but the one thing that I note that is of importance and is a great thing that MJC does continually is always continually reaching out to the community outside of its four walls and its educational system, even through COVID. And then even now with this particular gathering of the minds to be able to take us to the next level.
Great. I'm going to put that in there and I'll share that with the team. Thank you very much, Jeremiah. So do you want us to go into question number 2 or just question number 1? I'm sorry.
Vicky, are you?
I shared number 1. Do you want us to go to question number 2 now?
Yes,
Okay.
please go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just want to make sure I'm okay.
No, please go ahead. We're
We
here to
all had a
share.
bunch of the same things that the other teams done. I'm just trying to go through it so that I'm not duplicating. How do we use our strengths to get results? Number 1, retention of employees by having ability to work remotely. I think that was a really critical thing. Students each semester connection was made by phone calls with the students that did not enroll. That every student that was not enrolled got a personal phone call. That was that's huge. And provided continuous instruction and services during COVID through strong support and collaboration between campus-wide. There was no silos. We kept on, everybody was talking to everybody and everybody was working together to make continuous improvement there. And then the other thing that we did is we provided courses at K-12 locations. And since they couldn't come on our campus, we went to their campuses and provided courses and tutoring in different other classes. Number 3, how do your strengths fit into the realities of the academic marketplace? We had affordable cost of classes, and now we're going to be offering free college. That's huge. COVID testing, it was access and it was safe. That was no cost. Technology and supportive equipment and transition courses that included the ADT. I think that was Rob, do you want to talk a little bit more about that? Or you want to say anything more about that area?
No, just that we were able to get everything that we offer academically online. And
Yes.
that's a huge thing. And for folks who didn't know, that did not include ADTs before the pandemic.
Yeah, that was huge. Provide training to our local businesses. We expanded that area. That was pretty significant during the COVID and during this, and it's a big marketplace for our academics that we provide that. Question number 4, transition courses and program online, including ADT, like we just talked about before. That's another thought in this same area. Provide training to our local businesses. The other thing was the Great Valley Museum and the planetarium. Those are just amazing programs. In another area is opportunities that are embedded in our community, example, ag, science, music, theater, and athletics. Stellar programs.
Great,
And
thank you, Vicky.
this has been sent to you.
Thank you. All right, who's next? Which group did we miss now? I know we have some group here which is missing. Which group?
The Brainiacs.
Brainiacs.
All right, the
Brainiacs.
Brainiacs. Yes, please, Brainiacs.
Come on, I'll be doing the speaking for our group,
Okay,
and
thank you.
fantastic conversations. And like a previous group, we didn't get through all the questions, but I'll try to summarize the themes that we had. So in terms of the first question, we had the things that we were proud of are the quick transition and pivoting of remote learning and online education. It was really remarkable to see the entire campus during the pandemic shift in a moment's time. Huge lift from everyone involved. Career education programs, the skill labs, were on campus about 2 months after the pandemic broke and have been on campus since then. It represents about 60 to 70% of our classes. And this is across a variety of different fields: public safety, health, agriculture, and career technical education. We talked about campus pivoting during the pandemic. You know, what was all involved in ramping up student services, ensuring that facilities were ready to go for the work and/or students coming onto campus, the technology that was being distributed out to students in terms of providing them support so that they could attend classes in this new reality, if you will. We recognized the growth of dual enrollment in high school partnerships during this time, and it's been about a 2 to 4 year movement. So those particular teams have done a remarkable job. We also were proud of the growth that the college was experiencing up until 2021. And to put that in context, spring of 2020 was when the pandemic came in. And so prior to that, we were seeing some steady growth in terms of all the planning and interaction that the college was doing in trying to serve the community. We also recognize services like microgrants to students being provided during this time. For question 2, we touched on these questions a bit, but primarily it was the strengths that we have provided student access, student opportunities for access. The lift and the energy has been, how do we help students have access to education? And for question number 3, let me look at my notes, which is, how do our strengths fit the realities of the academic marketplace? Online education, remote learning, remote services, how the college has grown and expanded that capacity brings opportunities for our community, industry, students to enroll in classes anywhere. And so that's kind of where we left off.
Okay, thank you. All right, and I know it's, I'm sorry, I know it's a little confusing. We're trying to do the Jamboard, but I'm not sure how successful that is. So I'm going to, I'm trying to minimize this and it won't let me do that. Okay, so do you think it would be better to share your notes? Would that be easier for everybody? Again, we're going to have to innovate as we go here, improvise. What does everybody think? Any input?
What about creating a Google Doc and we all can upload, all of us have access to it and we can upload our information?
Okay, yeah, we can do that too. For now, I think what we can do is, since you have your notes and we have started at least taking notes for this one, let's stick here for now, and then you can send us your notes, and then we can share that out with everybody. We will compile all of your information and we will share it out, because I know it's hard to capture everything here and I don't want to miss out anything that you're providing input, because it's very, very valuable what you all are sharing right now. So anybody should be able to share their screen. So I note that the Sultans of Strategy, they haven't gone yet. Who's your speaker?
Hello, Kamal. This is Leticia, and I'm the speaker for the Sultans. Just like the other groups, we didn't get through all of the questions. We had a lot of great information that we were sharing and getting from our business partner as well. But just to highlight some of the other things, the prep work that was done on the pathways, the celebration, the pre-4 majors campaign, reactivation of educational services online, keeping the students moving forward, graduating students towards transfer and potential employment, providing transportation to all students for free, the 24/7 mental health services, the food pantry, the OER, no books, no additional cost, outward facing educational roadmaps, bridging the student services division, a really good point that one of our counselors mentioned, bridging it versus the division of the divisions within instructional division. Coming back from COVID and serving the homeless students and the DSP populations, which we see heavily in our pathway centers. Pivot for students on how we have changed to do things. Math throughput increase, use hands-on equipment that may not be available at other colleges. The climate and sustainability, ability to adapt to technology and teaching online.
Okay.
Do you want me to go ahead and go through some of the other
Yes,
questions?
please,
Okay.
please.
Okay, for number 2, the opportunity to branch online and in person. We should note that we don't want to lose out on an opportunity to branch out on these opportunities because of this new world of online learning. New leader sharing the message, kind of the enthusiasm that he has, the all hands on deck to try to challenge the college and the resiliency. And some of the other things that we added in some of the other questions was the partnerships for number 4, partnerships with high schools and business communities, and networking with like Opportunity Stanislaus. And Laura was our note taker, so she'll probably share those notes as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Is there any team that did not go yet?
Well, I didn't talk about our second question that we got.
Please go ahead, please share.
Okay, so these are the ingenious geniuses again. So on the second question, how do we use our strengths to get results? At first, we had a question of what results are we talking about here, but then we moved on past that. And we were saying, do we have some way in which we are aggregating results to be reflected back to us to plan accordingly? We also talked about the fact that MJC would need to be intentional in gathering data, possibly have a data warehouse to review data in real time regularly. We talked about needing to define community and our demographic. If we knew which students were struggling, we can't do that based on how we are currently defining our population. We need to know more about the student, not just race, ethnicity, and biological gender. Are we currently representing our current community? Can we reach out to specific communities to serve them better? And then we started talking about, and it was off topic, I guess, but we started talking about what a barrier it is for potential students to have to go through our enrollment process and how that is a big turnoff at the very beginning, and we may be losing students there. We agreed that we need to use focus groups and bring students in for conversations. Scott Kuykendall had a great idea saying it would be very powerful if we were able to assign MJC staff to shadow a student who's trying to enroll and navigate the system by themselves. By using that lens, we can identify barriers in the system. We need the student perspective to gain a better understanding of how to make the enrollment process and experience more seamless from their perspective. We need to address how to reach out to our students using maybe text rather than email, because many students don't check their email. Expanding the hours to meet the needs of working students, and then marketing to advertise strengths, student services, campus life efforts to help execute strengths.
Wonderful. Thank you, Iris. Thank you so much. That's really very, very, very helpful. All right, as we can see, all of you really worked hard in your groups. I can see that. And I think it seems like we've been able to stimulate our brains and come up with some good conversations. I know it's a little bit distracting, the Jamboard. I don't know how well it's working. The idea was to be able to put out points there while people are speaking so we can kind of see what we're talking about. But what we will do is all your notes, if you can share those with us, like Sabrina shared the Ingenious Geniuses notes right here. She shared it with me. So then I will compile all of those together and share it out. So I will put that all together and share it out once we're done. So we capture everybody's input. It's very important. And the connotation and the relevance and how, even though you may be saying the same thing, it could, because you are coming from different, working in different areas of MJC, or you're a community member, the perspective that you come with may be different. And we want to be able to capture that too. So it's very important. So I hope this made a little bit sense. Was this useful, this method of going to a breakout room and discussing and then coming out and sharing out? Is this useful? I'm seeking your input. It's okay if it's not. I need to know. So because we're going on to the next 3 and we're going to be doing the same thing, but I want to make sure that it's helpful what we're doing here and it's a good use of your time. I really want to be respectful of your time here. Okay, I see a few thumbs up. So that's
I think it'd
good.
be difficult to have this discussion in a large group like this. I think it is useful to have the smaller discussions. I don't know if the report out is as useful as having the smaller discussions, however.
Right. I think the report out, I think what we can do in the report out is just, you can share your detailed notes with us and we will share it with the group, but maybe when you're sharing, just maybe come up with points. So maybe when you're sharing out, just share out like the broad high level points. And then your detailed notes, I will take those and put those together as a part of your team's input and then share it with the entire group in the days to come. I think that might be helpful. So that way, just the big high level points so we all, understand. So I think it's time for a break. Before a break, let's do another poll. Tish, are you around?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Okay, so to kind of keep it where everyone's on a level playing field, I'm pulling questions from something that was presented earlier by Kamal. It's that really cute little flyer that was made and kind of discussed different aspects about the school for the academic year of, 2020 and 2021. Okay, so I'm going to see. Okay, this one's a good one. Okay, I'm sending it now.
All right, Ryan. No,
Looks like
Tina.
Tina got it.
Tina got it. Okay, it's all about who can type in first. All right, Tina, Amazon or Starbucks?
Amazon visits my house every day.
There you go.
Let's do
Amazon.
Amazon.
We'll get a digital Amazon card. Well, thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
let's take a 5 to 10 minute break. I think maybe 10 minutes is warranted. Kind of, I know we are running a little behind, but that's okay. Again, this is a learning process for all of us. We'll, kind of innovate as we go, seeing how everybody is doing. So I think we all probably need a little bit of a break before we come back for the opportunities, which is a very, very important one. We're using the word opportunities instead of challenges because we want to start thinking not with a deficit mindset. So we're going to be coming back to that. So please it's 10:26. Can we come back by 10:35? Would that work? Yeah, everybody, 10:35, please come back and we'll be sending you off to your room. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, Tina. All right, so please take your break and you can come back. I think Jeremiah needs to be assigned.
Is Doris new, Foster?
Yeah, no, I think they're getting assigned. It's just taking.
Oh, okay.
Were you looking for me? This is Jeremiah.
Yeah, Jeremiah, we're gonna put you in your breakout room this time.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, which, do you know which team you belong to?
Yes. I fly with the Eagles.
There you go, okay,
Thank you.
okay. Are you moving him, Bianchi?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and put him in there.
Okay, thank you.
Give me 1 second. They're putting me in a box. Can you believe that?
And Doris is still here. We need to put Doris.
I know they're putting an eagle in a box. Oh my God. Don't they know we're already almost extinct?
It shows that he's in there. He just hasn't joined.
Oh, okay. I see. Let me see something. Join.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Doris, do you see a join?
Doris is in the Brainiac. She just has to join.
Yeah. Hello, Doris. I think she may have not come back yet.
And Angelica is in her group. She just has to join.
Angelica, can you join? Maybe they're not back. That's what's happened. So they're already in their group. There you go.
And then Doris just needs to join.
Doris just needs to join. Okay. All right, no problem.
Do you want me to pause the recording since they're all in their?
Yeah, they're all in their group.
I'll start the recording.
Hi, Nancy. I accidentally just ejected myself earlier than I thought.
That's okay.
We're really good company. It might have been a blessing for my crew.
You were like, bye.
You know, we're figuring this out together. It's okay. It's
They'll all start coming across in like 20 seconds.
Nancy, how is it going? Is it going okay?
Oh my gosh, it's so fun in there.
Okay, I'm glad.
You did a good job giving us a mix of people from outside and inside, and
yeah,
services.
I tried to mix people. Yeah, it took me a little time to, you know, kind of
we only have 2 seconds.
everybody has a part in it, but yeah.
Thank you, everybody. That was, and the mind bog. We were mind boggling ourselves, so it's good.
Oh, great! There you go. See. Okay.
Nancy, you just left us.
I know. I said I accidentally ejected myself when I was trying to move the screen.
Were you still talking when you entered this room?
Oh my gosh, the most important part was when I ejected myself.
That's
so
funny.
we'll stay tuned to hear it.
Okay, I think we have everybody back. So we're going to do a quick share out. I'm not going to share my screen because I think that's distracting when we're putting things on the Jamboard. We will still put it. Then while the speaker is speaking, if it's a separate note taker, if you can just quickly put down the notes in chat and share it with us. You can just share it with everyone. That's okay. And we'll just copy and paste that into the Jamboard. Just the points for each question. And then we'll share it out. So we'll start with the mind bogglers. You go.
I haven't given them the notes yet.
Oh, it's okay.
Can we move to the next one? Okay.
Let's do that. That's okay. Brainiacs, are you guys ready?
Yes, we are.
Team Brainiacs, go.
Team Brainiac, we're going to go. Let me see. Let me pull up my notes here. And so on the first question, we talked about having the data to being data informed on the trends through proactive research and studies and information available, really having that available to guide us forward. We also talked about having proactive strategies on and a structure on what it means to be community connected, from students to businesses to neighborhoods. And how do we intentionally create a structure that we have proper representation at community tables as well as tables inward. Paradigm shift was a big theme for us, whether we were talking about COVID in terms of our situation as an institution, whether we were referring to education for adults and the importance of that gap, the new realities of how prevalent earn and learn models are, and more of our students are coming to school to learn while they're earning, and impacts like online education. How do we keep paradigm shifts that impact our system, and what is our response as a community college to that? For question 2, what are the top 3 opportunities which we should focus on? We arrived at kind of 2 that we were not fully vetted, but just that came out. Being nimble, responsive, and intentional in providing instruction that serves the community. And that's pretty wide, a pretty wide statement, but generally, how are we at an institution nimble, responsive, and intentional to provide that education out, whether it's transfer studies, career education, terminal studies within MJC. And then we also talked about maybe the development of a strategic trend group or a strategic trend process, so that we're able to constantly come back and reassess the puck to where we go. Opportunities for groups, which was question 3. Who are possible new students? We had adults, working and unemployed, and we had hard to serve. And that is about where we stopped. Like last time, by the time we looked up, we got cut off. Doris, was it Doris or Glenn that was just being prolific? And then we came back to the big room.
I know, that's always weird when you're in the middle of a breakout room and you're talking and then boom, you're disappear. So, but I'm glad that, you know, you guys got an opportunity, and thank you. I really appreciate your all your team's input. That's valuable. Thank you. And if you could please share with us a few highlights and then your document, that would be great. All right. Peak performers. Team peak performers. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, I'm just gonna highlight a couple of things. Not go through the whole document, but pretty much number 2 is where we spend a lot of our energy in. The first bullet is to ensure educational quality with continued focus on equity within the different areas of the institution. Leveraging online teaching and services while maintaining a robust in-person teaching instruction and in services. So kind of just looking at the both, not in just in person, but also online, and kind of just providing those services for our students, and so we can expand our trajectory. And the position of the college for success and maximizing our opportunities, our challenges, and seeing how we could actually use that as teachable moments and figure out ways to support and kind of look at innovative ways to serve our students as a whole, not only necessarily the today, but also for the future as well. And really quick, also the possible new students is continuing to do enrollment in high school students and working with the programs in our incarcerated students as well, and figure out ways to kind of just work with them as transition to the college. Credit for prior learning to draw our new students, and also our community partnerships like Amazon and other ways to continue to work with the different institutions, not on and off campus, in bringing our students in, not necessarily just to bring them here on campus, but also for us to go to them as well as a whole. And then the number 5, reframe the challenges, is the unfunded mandates. So for example, the different ways that we've gotten the different mandates, and just finding the resources to create them, and also increasing accessibility within online platform within our student services as well.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. All right. Soaring Eagles, you guys ready?
I'm going to say ditto, 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 but I'll just say, but I think that one thing that came out, question number 1, the Great Valley Science Night was a big thing, and also grants, partnership with more grants, and secondly, doing some joint advisory meetings, expanding that area.
Vicki, you're talking about advisory meetings with external agencies?
External and internal, both.
Okay.
Yeah, and making cross-pollinating between the silos too, you know. The other thing is the strong Perkins funding to offer on-ramps for students to enroll credit courses, to get people together and get incentives to get that kind of, perking up a little bit more, percolating a little bit more in the community, what that is and how that works. Question number 2, ditto. But one thing that we did put on there is nonprofit collaboration, increased visibility and incentives to nonprofits. That's something that we kind of forget about our nonprofit entities out there. And so that's something we, everything else you guys added, the partnerships, the business industry, earn as you learn, CT. The other question that we answered was question number 3. I'm gonna say ditto. But one thing that came up I thought was very, very interesting was outreach ambassadors to our Spanish speaking community and also to our young men. Maybe having an ambassador speaking group, somebody goes out, ambassadors from our of those different populations that are not getting hit, to our brown, Black, young men at risk, all those different incarcerated, all those different having like an ambassador sort. Thank you.
Very true, Vicki, because Bakersfield College, when I met with them, they told me they're having their ambassadors go out to churches.
Oh yeah, they speak all over the place.
They're going to churches to enroll students. So, other colleges are going out in different, very innovative, creative ways. And that's, how we need to get it. How do we go out and outreach? What kind of outreach can we do? So that's very important. Thank you, Vicki. Is there anything else, Vicki, you can share? You're done? All right. Thank you. So that was Soaring Eagles, correct? All right. So the Sultans of Strategy. You guys ready? Team Sultans of Strategy?
Yes, we're ready. Some duplication, but I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. For number 1, communication with community. COVID-19 and the resultant policies and funding will provide great opportunities for education and training to address voids, needs, and new direction. We take advantage of collaboration with community partnerships and involvement. Work closely with CSUs, UCs, and community partners. Available funding and grants to improve students' lives. Number 2, reach out to the community and community partners. Reconnect with our community partners to develop new ways of engaging our students. Re-engage with the 4,200 students who dropped off our roles. Phone calling. New emphasis on public relations, marketing, and outreach for enrollment, engagement, and student success. Career changes and shifts in needs of workforce. Tap into supporting English learners. Build DSPS services and program, a balanced educational platform. New technology to retrofit the classroom. Better capability from the IT department to increase personnel programmers. Dorms in this to address some of the needs for our homeless community. This is an opportunity to build these SWOTs of local workforce, student population pillars that feed into student populations to find opportunities. Number 3, who are possible new students? The students we have lost since 2019. Evening students looking for new opportunity. A larger share of college-bound high school seniors. Career changes and shifts in the need for workforce. Tap into supporting English learners. Build DSPS services and program. Credit for prior learning. Decrease starting points towards a certificate or AS transfer for our students. And number 4, energy related offerings, allied health programs, anything affected by COVID, embedded network of faculty, counselors, support specialists, and student ambassadors in each school that surround the students with support and guidance. Energy and climate related programs, dental programs serving homeless population in needs, Class A licensing, diesel mechanics, improve application process, pathways from high school to college, how to strengthen, instructor growth, where to find and recruit those with industry experience. Don't chase funds, look for the opportunities and then seek funding.
Wow.
Educational pathways. And number 5, The pandemic did. The waning of COVID will change our world. People will be seeking learning and different reasons at a greater rate. Offer a variety of learning modes with teachers more available to provide. Thank you.
Amazing. You guys deserve a prize. Good job, Sultan.
We have an amazing team. We are true sultans.
Thank you so much. You guys did an amazing job. Thank you. That was a lot of work and I really, really appreciate it. I really hope this is helping all of us think through which direction we need to go. So thank you so much. That I really, really appreciate that. This is really helpful. All right. So how about the ingenious geniuses? You guys ready?
Okay,
Team
so
ingenious geniuses.
I am the speaker for our group this time, and we had a really rich conversation as well. So the group thing is working really well, I think. So some of the things we talked about, Scott brought up the Stanislaus 2030 group that is coming together, and that it would be a really good thing for the college to be involved in. And I know Dr. B is already a part of it, but to ensure that that information is brought back to the college so that we can respond. We also talked about the need for MJC to define what we do well and do it really well, as opposed to maybe trying to be all things to all people, and to find our niche within our community so that we can really leverage the resources that we have and the things that we do really well. And you know, finding our place in the ecosystem where it's valuable to all the players in our community. And I think that is a big piece of it. We also talked about the need for access and completion to help support our students. We talked about, you know, increasing our male population. I thought it was interesting. Scott talked about this is an extremely complex issue. It's not just a matter of, you know, during COVID, our male students have gone to work, and that there are trends that start as early as kindergarten. And so how do we appeal to the male student to bring them back? Because we know that, you know, education would help them. Do we have programs maybe that aren't appealing? Do we have, you know, male students that really want to just jump into a CTE program and then jump out for job skills or to get a job or to enhance their skills, and maybe they don't want a transfer degree? So how we structure things and how appealing those things look. In addition, we've all talked about how to remove barriers for students to get into our institution. And I think that's something we all need to take a big, hard look at. And honestly, we probably could have stayed in that breakout another half hour. I accidentally ejected myself 30 seconds early and it killed me.
Well, we will, you know, I want to be respectful of everybody's time. I know people are busy, but I am more than happy to schedule another meeting for all of us, for the group, so we can have further discussion, because I think it's very important. It's very important for us. Once we're in that mode of thinking in a certain direction, it stimulates our minds. And those of you who've been here for you know, a while, a long time, who are veterans, you have a lot of institutional memory, you have a lot of experience, wisdom. I mean, somebody like me who's been here only for a couple of months, it's really hard for me to be able to put together something, a plan that, you know, would kind of direct where our college, I mean, what we need is we need all of you to inform us, to help us to understand how do we put this plan together so it's meaningful for all of us. And it actually is something that we want, we need, because I know all of us are, I've realized one thing, that here at MJC, just out of my heart, I mean, people are so dedicated, and just, I mean, it's amazing to see that from people here. I really, really appreciate it. And this is something I have not seen in many other colleges, because I've worked in different colleges. People are very dedicated here. And I think we should leverage that dedication. So thank you. All right. So we have our mind bogglers. You guys ready?
I sure am. All right, so for number one, I think bring lessons learned and not going back to normal because it's comfortable, and being willing to change and take risks. As far as the workforce needs, I mean, it's ever changing, and just being able to prepare students for all the changes in the workforce and what's the current demands. New awareness of and access to technology and surroundings, more outreach and collaboration with community stakeholders, and more transparency through all levels of the institution and reflection to create action steps based on what we've learned. And just not being afraid to take big risks, right? We never know until we try. And then for number 2, we didn't get through all of them, so this will be the last one I'll be reporting out on. Just empowering constituency groups to share their opinion. For example, an example was given for classified professionals, you know, taking part and encouraging them to be a part of the, you know, different constituency groups, meetings on campus, and just letting them know like your voice is valued, and just whether it's through professional development or providing that safe open space to share their thoughts. Action based on input from constituency groups, as previously mentioned, new ways to help students and the community, providing various ways to connect and access. I know that's mentioned as well in other groups, and just reevaluating the variety of efforts and the amount of resources, you know, that we use. And there was one comment that was made that I feel is really important to mention, is the fact of when decisions are being made, are they made based on funding or what's in the best interest of our students? You know, is it FTE based, like we need to get our FTESs up, we need to get, but how is that impacting our students? And so I think, you know, just realizing and being really intentional on, you know, when decisions are made and how, you know, how it will impact our college community.
Thank you. Thank you, Crystal, because what you're sharing here is something that we are going to take up to the cabinet. You know, this is going to inform them and this will help guide them on where their priorities need to be, right? And this is what we're trying to do here, is get all of your input, put that together and share that with the cabinet, so they can look at what are the common themes coming up, what are people really needing, wanting, envisioning, aspiring. So thank you. All right, I think it is did I miss out any group? Did we get everybody? Okay. Well, it's time for the next trivia or poll or whatever you call it. Tish, go ahead. Guys, ready with your keyboards? It needs to be spelled correctly, remember.
Okay, so again, this is about the 2020-2021 academic year, about the flyer that was shown earlier. And here is the first question.
Tish, you're going to have to speak up whenever there's a correct answer.
Looks like Nyali.
Nyalani? She got it?
Yes, it looks like.
Okay, Nyalani, congratulations. So what do we give you? An Amazon or Starbucks? What do you prefer? Nyalani, can we hear you? Okay, we're gonna have to contact her. I don't know if we can hear her. We can't hear you, Nyalani. You can type it up if you can't speak. Let us know. No, we can't hear you, Nyalani. We cannot, but we can see what you've typed. So if you want to tell us Starbucks, that's okay, don't worry. Would you like a Starbucks or Amazon? Just type it up and we'll make a note of it and send it to you. It'll be in your college email. Just let us know, okay? Do you want to type it up in the chat real quick? All right, Vianji, make sure you contact Nyalani and find out which card she prefers, okay? All right, one more.
She said Amazon.
Okay, she got it. All right. Sure, absolutely. You got it, Nyalani. Tish,
Okay.
go ahead.
Here's the next one. It has 3 choices. Lisa.
There you go.
You guys are on it.
You guys are on it. Perfect, Lisa. Starbucks or Amazon? There you go. We know what she likes. Okay.
Starbucks.
So all of these gift cards are going to be thanks to the president, not his office, but because we're not allowed to kind of put together gift cards from our budget. So it's going to be his donation towards this group. So it's from him. All the gift cards, he doesn't know yet that he's doing it, but he is. So all the gift cards are going to be from him. All right, perfect. All right, so is it time for a little break and then we can get back together?
Kamal, did we hear from peak performers or mind bogglers on opportunities?
Peak performance, did you guys speak?
Peak performers spoke.
Okay.
Mind bogglers, you guys
I spoke
right?
last, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think we got everybody. So,
All right.
Okay, so you guys let's take a 5-minute quick break. Let's not keep it too long. 11:25, let's come back. And I'm going to share one document with you that is a result of all the focus groups that we've had so far. So you can use that document as a guide for your aspirations, okay? Because that has come out of the focus group. So I didn't want to give it before because then it would kind of, I didn't want to drive or something to kind of point you towards something. I wanted you to be creative in your thoughts, but now we're going to give you some pointers. So I'm going to share that document in the chat. So please, when you come back, make sure you can access that document, open it up, look at it, and then we can go for the aspirations. All right, so see you guys by 11:25, before 11:30, by 11:30.